Hey all, Matt here with Bobcat Bonsai. Today I'm going to do a little video about, sorry, Shy Guy's down here acting crazy trying to take out all my trees. But today we're going to do a little video on hardwood cuttings. It finally actually got cold. The leaves finally started falling off the trees. So now we're going to go around, grab a few trees, well, a few cuttings off some trees, and get them put in some soil to wait and hope they root. All right, let's get to it. All right, so we're going to take a few different types of cuttings here, even off the same tree. So this is just a maple that grew up out of, well, there used to actually be a wall here that was in the way of it, and the maple just grew up. This is actually all this year's growth, and this was the previous year, but I'm going to try this year's growth and the previous year's growth. I'm pretty much just going to come in and just grab a few that have a bunch of buds on it and just clip right near those guys. And then I'm also trying to make sure that it isn't any more than a pencil thick either. That's actually a really cool little bend that we have coming up in this one. I'm not really a fan of the budding on any of those though, but hey, we'll give it a shot anyway. So there's our maple cuttings. Let's head on to our next tree. All right, so right here I have my burning bush. The leaves the ones that burnt are gone. Well, the ones that went that nice red are all pretty much gone. Some of them are still green, and it seems to be all the new growth is where everything's still green and attached, and the old growth is what ended up getting that nice red and falling off. So we'll grab a few cuttings off of here as well and do a mix again of new and old growth. So let's find somewhere that we want. This one's coming out a pretty good ways right here, so I think I'm going to nip this one. All the way back to here. So there's one that I'm going to get a few of them off of. Then this big old guy back here is just leaning real hard towards the house. This is thicker than what I want, but there's quite a few cuttings that I can get off of this once I trim it back here. All right, so that's going to wrap up the burning bush here. So next one I'm going to grab is from my apple tree. So let me get over to the apple tree real quick. It's not too far of a walk here, so I'm not even going to bother turning it off as my cats just sit here and chase me around here. Don't mind the basketball pole laying over. When the cold front blew in, it just started throwing everything, so I decided I'm not even going to pick it up. I'm just going to let it lay for now. All right, so this is all newer shoots from this year on this apple tree. So I'm just going to come in here, and I'm actually just going to grab from right here. Oh, sorry, I put you right on it. And take one. Oh, I have the camera going all kinds of crazy today. Then I'm going to nip this one here. All right, so that's going to be about it as far as when I'm going to go for the hardwood cuttings for this year. It's just going to be a trial to see if I can successfully do it or not. If I can, awesome. If not, well, as Shelley always says, it's free trees. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, all you lost was time. I think that's an awesome quote by him. So let me get set up in the greenhouse real quick, and I will be right back with you. Alright, so let's just start off with our apple wood cuttings here. Or no, I'm sorry, not our apple. We're starting off with the maple. So I'm just going to trim it up there. I'm going to keep them as fairly short little guys. So there's a couple techniques I'm going to try here. That one was nothing more than just the branch itself going in. So I saw a few cool little techniques where people would actually just come in and they actually just come and they take a little nip it in that way, and then one in this way, and then they say that it causes it to spread the roots out a little bit. So back into the rooting powder. I'm going to stick that one. Actually, I don't think this one's going to do anything, but I'm going to give it a shot anyway. Just because if this one roots and keeps these little branches, that's like a super pre-made tree for me. As far as the soil goes, it's just a cactus mix, so nothing super fancy. And I guess you can say, yes, it is not inorganic or anything either. Sorry, I'm trying to keep this where you can see what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Don't mind Shy Guy, he just popped up here to say hello. Now I'm going to take a few of these little reds as well. Oh, there we go. He's spun right around to me. So I'm just going to nip off the tops of these little reds here. And I'm going to come down just below a node on each one of them. Gonna get these down into the rooting hormone. And we will hope for the best with each one of these. The soil is a little bit damp right now, so there is also that going for it. For the apple tree, I think I'm just gonna take off, I don't really know, honestly. That little guy was dead anyway. I'm going to take off below this node right here. And then honestly, I may only use one of these little branches because I cut it so long that I should be able to get quite a bit just out of this one. So we'll just keep working our way down through here, a little bit at a time, and then we'll come back and just stick them all down in there. So I am making sure that the little buds are all sticking upwards as well. Just in case you were wondering how I'm keeping track by the direction of the bud. So that is how I'm determining what is going where. I am going to end up just nipping this little guy off because that one's not going to do too much of anything for me there. Alright, so now we're going to swap over to the burning bush here. And I'm not exactly sure how well this is going to work because I'm not really seeing any buds down lower. It seems like everything's leaning more towards up high, but we'll give it a shot, see what happens here. So I'm just going to nip there. And just take it in just a little bit, all the way around. Oh, that's a great sign right there of a problem that I'm going to have to face next year. So we're going to save that and kill those all since it's cold right now. Make sure I get that all out of my greenhouse also, because we definitely do not want that hanging out in here. I'm just going to work that around in the rooting hormone. Get that stuck down in there. Grab my next big piece that I got. Alright. So, this was the one I was saying that this cut isn't really going to do me any good, but it was up against the house. So, I just took the whole thing down. That way, it was out of my way. But this one I can actually see little buds on down lower. So, this could be extremely more beneficial than what I thought it was going to be. And I'll nip that one to there. The buds are spread really far out too, so that's not exactly awesome. Then I think I'm actually going to give it a shot and see if I can get this one to root. It's already got the bark on it. That'd be pretty awesome if it did. But if it doesn't, that's okay also. So let me just get this one nip back here. Then I'm just going to trim up back to the buds on these little branches here. And really, I mean, all we're going to do is just hope that we have enough energy stored up to get us through this next grow season. I'm going to take a few more snips from this apple. This one's got a little bit of movement in it already, so that's pretty cool. So we'll try and keep the movement that we've already got here and get some development from it. So a few more apples. I think we're about done with the burning bush. It looks like I only had enough for 3 because that did not, it wasn't exactly as set up as what I was looking for there. Well, set up. There's not as many nodes as what I thought I was going to be able to pull from. We'll give this little guy a shot yet and see if this one has enough nodes that I can get something off of it. But I'm not sure if it does or not. Actually, we're just gonna pop those little guys. then put my cut right there at that spot where I just popped them off at. And we're just going to come up above this branch right here, nip it. So at least we have some buds there, so if it's gonna, we'll see if it's gonna do anything. So all there is left to do now is I'm probably gonna come in and give it a good little water, and then I will put it underneath my bench and it'll sit until next year. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I'd appreciate if you could share my video, well, this video or any of my other videos, because that would really help me out. If you have any thoughts about how I did it or did it wrong, go ahead, leave it down below in the comments. I appreciate feedback, whether I am right or wrong. I still like the feedback. So if you want to be notified every time I release a new video, hit the bell notification and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.